Hey, this is Karishma, your host for the session. So I welcome you all to the very first edition of the Nahar Jito Bookathon, presented in association with the Rai Soni Foundation. So in this session, we are going to explore the book Achieve Volume 2, that is the secrets from the world's top leaders. And Mr. Sunil Tulsiani is one of the author, along with the two renowned authors. What's in the book? You will be happy to know that in the book, some great experts, authors, investors, mentors, and entrepreneurs have broken down their techniques to help you start your profitable business, buy properties with no money down, find money partners for your business or startup, generate a large monthly income, and achieve the success that you truly dream of. This book shall surely guarantee you one thing, that is to find $1 million idea. Whether you want to become a real estate millionaire, a business success, generate massive amount of passive income, raise funding to buy properties or businesses, buy property below market value, or become financially independent, or grow your mindset or set yourself up for a massive success, you surely need to study this book. So this was a little glimpse about the book. And now coming to our esteemed speaker, who is the author of this book, and he's a former police officer, Mr. Sunil Tulsiani, and he's a real estate expert, and he's #1 best-selling author, mentor, and accomplished entrepreneur, and the founder of Professional Investors Club. He has trained over 500,000 individuals worldwide and is recognized as the wealthy cop. Some members of his club include Brian Tracy, Jack Canfield, Robert G. Allen, Kevin Harrington of Shark Tank, and many other successful entrepreneurs. His goal is to help create 100 millionaires. And now let's get into the discussion and listen from himself. So welcome, Sunil sir.
Welcome. Thank you, Krishma ji. Thank you for your introduction. I really appreciate being here, and I look forward to adding massive value. And from my understanding, is that today the major topic that I will focus on is that how do you generate millions? Whether it's rupees, dollars, euros, it doesn't matter. How do you generate enough money? Maybe you have a business idea. Maybe you have a real estate idea. Maybe you want to become a real estate millionaire part-time. Maybe you have some sort of a business idea, or you want to open up a store, and the main issue is you don't have money. And when I left the police force 2005, I was not wealthy. I didn't have a lot of money. But I did end up buying and selling 77 properties, and majority of them with no money down concept, meaning there's a way to raise money. I had no connections. I had no real estate experience. I had no business experience. I had no marketing experience. So this is the idea during our 48 minutes, where I'm going to talk about the concept in this book, Achieve 2. And as you indicated, Robert G. Allen from USA, Kevin Harrington of Shark Tank from United States as well. And these are some powerful people. I'm so blessed to be able to co-author this book. And as my promise to Jito as the organization, everyone that's listening to it, we have made a special audiobook of this book, and they can listen to it and have it, which is $25 value, absolutely free. So I'm ready for any questions that you may have.
So the very first question is, you said that it's about, you didn't have a single, money, and, you started with no money down. So how was the experience like? Were you confident that, you will be able to crack? How did you landed up going into real estate and, cracking this out?
Yes, I did have money, but I did not have so much money to be able to sell over $100 million worth of real estate and be investing into them through my partners, my members, my mentees, and all that over the time when I started. But the first year when I bought and sold 77 properties, making profits of approximately $1 million, I have to say that I was not confident. I was not a good student. I didn't think that anyone would give me even $1 to invest with them. And so, no, I was not confident whatsoever. But what I did have was my why. My why. Why? Because at that time, I left the police force for personal family reasons. And if I did not succeed in business, then my family, my children were at stake when they were very, very young at that time. So the number one thing that really is important is to know why you want to do it. Maybe you want to retire your parents. Maybe you want to take care of your children. Maybe you want to become the best public speaker so you can have a message to the world. Maybe you want to raise money that way. But the why is very important. Why? Because when things will come in your way, hurdles will come in your way, it's your why that's going to keep you going. Otherwise, most people who don't have good, strong why to do that. So I basically knew from younger age, because I was born in India, brought up in Delhi till I was 13 years old, and I was in a poor family. I almost live in a slums area and all that. But I knew deep down I want to be wealthy. I wanted to be rich. And but why do I want to be rich? Well, I wanted to be rich because I wanted to take care of my family. I wanted to take care of my children. I wanted to do things that I always saw in movies where wealthy people did. I just realized money itself had no value, but what it can bring. For example, place you live, type of vehicle you drive, the food you eat, the malls that you go to, and it brings comfort, but it also brings freedom. And so to me, no, I was not comfortable. And the way the confidence came was that I ended up buying a $5,000 course from this gentleman, Robert G. Allen, who I brought India last year as well. I took his real estate course and didn't believe in it, but I spent $5,000, and I said I have to double my money. If I gave a course $5,000, I have to do $10,000 minimum. Then I would feel like a winner. But then I ended up making almost $1 million from it. Doing that and success brought the confidence.
Correct. So I think the why keeps you going, and you very well, explained us that the why has to be very clear. So the second question which arises to me is, since we are talking about skill to scale for this event. So any 3 skills or lessons, our audience can have from the book and from your own learnings, and they will be benefiting from this conversation and the book, of course, which is about the top secrets. So when you say top secrets, I'm also very curious, what are the top secrets? So I think
yeah, thank you for that. I would say when you're in any business, whether it's real estate, remember, when I say real estate, most of my millionaires that I've helped make millionaires all over the world, including in India and Canada, United States, is the top secrets to become wealthy in business and real estate doesn't have to be full-time. Maybe you're a doctor, but then you have part-time real estate business, or you part-time another business. So maybe you are, maybe you have a small business, but then you want to do something on the side as a part-time business. Most of my millionaires, by the way, are part-time people. They're not in real estate full-time. They're in part-time, and they made more money from the side gig than sometimes what they do with their profession. So one is always look at the point of view of being on this planet to add massive value. Being on this planet, which we have heard, but I think practically doing it is what most people lack. So what I mean by that is that if you show up in a country, in a city, or in a house, or in a business, show up with the attitude of, what can I add value to this environment, to this person, to this, to the world? And if you come with that intent of that I'm here to serve, what happens is you become a problem solver for people. So see yourself as a problem solver or a solution maker. And if you start with that mentality, then you never have the problem of I'm selling, for example. So that's number one is to say, okay, I'm going to be a problem solver or solution maker because I want to be of service. Number two is that I'm going to think the right way, the way I want to become, not the way I am today or I was in the past. So what does that mean? If I want to, let's say my goal is to have 100 crore business or $10 million business. How would a $10 million business owner act today? How would they act today? What would they do? So, for example, if they were to stand up straight, if they were to wear decent, their appearance would be. Now, you don't have to buy Armani suit, but what are some of the things that you would do when you do that? Now, sometimes you can't buy them. That's okay. For example, your goal. I drive Porsche right now, and if I didn't have the money to have a Porsche, I would go to a dealership and I would just touch the Porsche, take a picture, and put it up on my board to say that one day I will own it. I might even be able to sit inside the Porsche at the dealership for free, take a picture of that. I might even do a test drive, and then one day say, so feeling that experience of thinking that way is very, very important because we have been taught actually not to be rich. From generations, we are taught to go to school, get good grades, and get a good job, and then basically save some money and pay your bills, which is not what we're talking about today. So if there's somebody who's wanting to become rich, they have to think like successful people. So think about what would a successful person do when they are successful, and then copy some of the things that they do. For example, one of the things that we have been taught, two things that are, the worst hindrance or illnesses for entrepreneurship are two statements. One is, I can't afford it, and I'll do it some other day. I can't afford it, and I'll do it some other day. So if you have that, which I had it, most people have it, first thing they think about is, it's too expensive, for example. So what you're going to do is you got to start saying, repeating statements saying, I can afford it, or how can I afford it? And I will do it today. I will start today, not some other day. So that's number two, thinking the right way. Number three is acting the right way, meaning taking action towards what you should be doing, not what you are doing, not what you have done in the past, because the results won't change. So if you think that you need some skills, which we're going to talk about, if you think you need something like raising money or being creative or some other skills, what are you doing today? What are you doing today? And practical example of that is, for example, let's say that you want the skill of sales. You're not that good in sales, which I was not. And I actually been taught sales was a bad word. It's a swear word, basically. And salespeople are sleazy, bad, rip-offs and all that stuff. But everybody knows in the world, everybody's a salesperson. Everybody's a salesperson. If you're a mother, you're a salesperson. You're a husband, you're a salesperson. You got a job, you're a salesperson. Every day you're negotiating with the vendors and people and people in the bazaar and when people are buying real estate. So you're always a salesperson selling something, whether it's your skill, your education, or whatever. Let's say you're not that good at it. Then you say, okay, I have to think that I have to become good, and then now I have to start acting. So how do I do this? Okay, well, I have the option of reading books. I have option of taking courses. I have option of attending events. I have option of getting a mentor or coach or teacher or whatever, guru. And I have those options. Those options will depend on the amount of money you have today. For example, book would be the least investment, right? So this is the idea. So what you're going to do is I teach a concept of building your belief system in 66 days. University of London has proven that if you do something for 66 days in a row, you install a habit into you. So what you do is 1-1-66. What's 1-1-66? One skill, 1 hour per day, 66 days. Okay.
Wow.
So now, if you were to read this book, if you were to start my book, for example, you say, you know what? I'm not going to read it. I'm going to study it. I'm going to make notes. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to take a notebook. I'm going to write down things that are important to me, and I'm going to write it down. So you do it, and you go to your calendar. That's part of action. And you say, okay, every day, Monday to Sunday, 66 days in a row, at 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., whatever timeline that you have, I'm going to study this book for 66 days. And now you're going to become more valuable to the market, for example. Same thing with marketing. So the real skills are, first, for any business, marketing. Marketing basically means getting or attracting your investors or clients. That's basically it. Every business needs to somehow attract clients. When real estate, attract investors and partners, collaborators. You need to do that. So marketing, learn that skill. If you don't know how to, it scares you, because it used to scare me. I used to think marketing was for big companies and millions of dollars and billions of dollars of advertisement budget. That's not that. It's basically any activity you do to bring and attract clients, marketing. Second one is, once you attract them into your life, sales. You just basically have to sell. Now, the way I teach sales is that never sell something that you don't need. If you don't need this pen, then I'm not going to sell it to you because it's silly. But what I want is, I want to set up a marketing in a way people come to me, and then they say, I've been looking for this pen. And my sale at the end of the day is, here it is. Here's your pen.
Right.
You've been looking for it. There it is. That's it. People used to, obviously there's other things that you learn from sales as well, but this is as simple as it can be, which is, I am thirsty. I've been thirsty. You're going to find people who are thirsty for water.
Right.
And now when they come to you, you say, I have water. And this is the price. And third thing for successful thing is that you attracted people, you close them. And the third thing is, whatever you promise them, the product or service, you over-deliver it. You over-deliver it.
Wow. I think beautiful learnings, and I myself learned a lot by wow. So I think the three takeaways which I see is, the right attitude which you should have. The second thing is, you need to know how to sell. And third thing is, you need to manifest also. I think you were talking about that thing. So that's a beautiful thing. So coming to the next question, I see you have also authored with Robert Allen G. and Kevin Harrington. So I want to know, is there a different secret you all of you together are sharing, or something which is different in perspective with Robert Allen G. and Kevin sir? So what is?
Yes. So all of them, Robert Allen is my officially first mentor, and now he's become a very good friend. And I have even mentored Robert Allen for his business. So I became a mentee, and then it kind of became his mentor, and now we became friends, basically. And Robert G. Allen in this book talks about the mistakes that he had made in real estate investing, and overall mistakes you can avoid doing that. Kevin Harrington talks about, because he's a original shark from Shark Tank in the United States, he talks about how do you raise funds for your business, for your startups and all that stuff. So for example, I have made some notes here. He talks about, 5 things in this book, which, if, like I said, I'll gift it to anybody, especially the audiobook. It costs you nothing because we're going to deliver it online to you. The first is, how do you pitch? How do you pitch? And he talks about tease, please, seize. That's the pitching part. So the teasing part is, what is the problem? What problem are you solving? I'm thirsty. I need water. And here's the water. Do you need to invent? No. If you're a good inventor, because I'm not an inventor. But there are products out there that is invented by somebody else. So everything that I've done in my almost 20 years of entrepreneurship in real estate is that it's already there. It's just that, what problem does it solve? So tease, please is, what is the solution? So, solution is this hydrating, clean water for you. So you come in. So if you've seen Shark Tank in India, because I've seen it, I actually was very blessed to have shared stages with Vanita Singh as well as Aman Gupta, who are also sharks in Indian Shark Tank last year. You will see C's, T's, please. Basically, this is the problem, this is the solution, and this is the offer. And why offer is basically, we sell it for this much. Here's the offer. So that's one. Number two is you have to publish it somewhere, to become the person who wants to raise millions of dollars. If you want to raise lots of money for business or real estate or to grow your business, go on YouTube, go on radios and podcasts of other people and show them the problem and the solutions to it, and you can be on TV, even digital TV, by the way, because sometimes the regular TVs are your own webinars. You can do events and you can do trainings as well. Create your own, online groups, elite groups, just like LinkedIn. Write your own book. Like we're talking about books right now. In millions of years, thought no one would ever read my book. First of all, forget the read book. I would never be able to write a book because my spelling is bad, actually. My English is not the best. I was always told that, growing up that you can't do this, but yet I'm 8 times best-selling author. There are a lot of people right now thinking, I can't write a book. I can't write a book. Maybe you can contribute to a book, write a chapter. Maybe you write an ebook, small ebook. The idea is, here's the problem, here's the solution, here's how I can help you. And that's the book that you could write. Now, why would you do that? Is because if you don't become in some sort of publishing or you don't get out there, then that's the marketing aspect that we talked about, attracting the right client. The number 3 thing that you talked about is product side. Get your product and attach the problem that it solves, not the product itself. It's like that. Number 4 is to raise your profile. These days, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, very hard. Today, most easy way. This is it. Your LinkedIn profile. So if somebody checks it, make sure you have a good photo, professional photo. Make sure your description is accurate. Make sure that you are adding value on LinkedIn or YouTube or whatever it is. It's very important that you do that or have somebody do it for you. Last but not least, partnerships. Everyone that grows is in some sort of partnership. So this is what you will learn how to do that in the book from Mr. Kevin Harrington. And how do you write a business plan? Because at the end of the day, if you have a good product or service, you either invented it or you are working with the inventor, or it's a product or service that you tweaked a bit. Business plan is very, very important. And the last thing that is very important is that, if you connect with investors, HNIs, high net worth individuals, center of influences, people with money, and all that, they are actually also looking for you. So you need to find these people, and I can go into it how you can do that as well. And then my contribution is simply, how do you buy properties when you don't have money? How do you raise money for the business itself? How did I raise money when I didn't have millions of dollars to do that? And that is the concept.
Wow. Very great. So, one more thing I want to ask is, because while in your description, we also know that you're a wealthy cop. Why is this name Wealthy Cop? Can you throw some light on this, and people will be curious to know?
Well, I started off as a uniform officer in Toronto, Canada. And then I went from that to becoming a police detective. And then I became a police negotiator, and then finally I became a platoon commander because I was, let's call it, middle class maybe, and when I left the police force, I didn't want to talk to anybody. I was a shy guy, introvert, shy, Didn't want anybody to know about me. I just wanted to just take care of me, take care of my family, take care of my parents, take care of my extended family, friends, and that's it. I didn't want to become who I became today. I didn't want to do any of that stuff. I didn't want to become an international public speaker, sharing stages with people like Tony Robbins, Kevin Harrington, Abhishek Bachchan, and Robert Kiyosaki's of the world. I didn't even think that they will even say hello to me. I would just read their books, and I was just their fan. But when I became successful, media started to call me. I remember the first time media called me about a year later. I actually picked up the phone and they said, "We're calling from this news. We want to know your secret." I hung up. I didn't want to talk to them. I said, "Why would I share my secrets with you?" And plus, I just didn't want people to know about me. Of course, anyways, so long story short, the title, The Wealthy Cop, was given to me by the media.
Oh, wow.
So they wrote an article and they called me the Wealthy Cop. And then when some of my partners and some of the other people, they started. So it's just a title that they give me, because now people all over the world, when I help them. So if somebody's a carpenter, they say, "I'm a wealthy carpenter." If somebody's a doctor, I'm a wealthy doctor. If somebody's a vendor, I'm a wealthy vendor, because they're choosing, because they want to do that. I had somebody recently from New York City said he is a correctional officer. So he says, "I'm a wealthy correctional officer." So basically, it's just something that is very catchy that came out. And I wish I can take credit for that. It came from somebody else.
Yeah, good to know. Coming to the book again, one thing which was going in my head was, do we have any action plans in the book as well,
Yes,
for the audience, readers?
Yes. So look, I would say that in the book, you will learn how to raise funds and what to do it, how to do it exactly, the type of business plan you need, what to do, and all that. I can share with you, I think it would be very valuable right now. Like, what is it that I did, for example, to raise funds? And one of the main issues that I see is that a lot of people say, "I have this idea. I want to be a public speaker. I want to be a coach. I want to be a mentor. I want to have this business. I want to have this store. I want to have a franchise. I want to become a franchisor. I want to buy real estate. I want to become a, multi-crorepati, a multi-millionaire, even, hundreds of millions of dollars." And number one thing that kind of stops them after all the things that we talked about is actually capital or investors or money. Okay. So I can share some of the stuff that I did that I think people should do in that. First, is that okay? Should I continue?
Yes, of course.
Okay. All right. I would say that in order for you to be valuable and to raise funds, first of all, you must have a good product or service. It doesn't really mean it has to be number one. It doesn't mean that if you're an athlete, you have to be number one to be recognized. No, in the business world, if 100 people are playing, and if you're the 100th person doing things, you can still be rich. Okay. So one of the things I would suggest is that you look at what product service and actually believe in it. Like you don't go there with the intent of, "I'm going to rip people off." Go with the intent of saying, "I want to help a lot of people." That's number one. Number two is that figure out how to build a list of investors. So how do you do that? How did I do that? One, I went to all the exhibitions, expos. I went to events. I went to, these days, online events. And then I basically connected with those people. But one of the strategy that I would recommend people do is that if you are able to, invest a little money, is that always go to an event and pay a little bit more money to be a VIP. Why? Because you get to break bread. You get to eat with influencers, investors, people with money. And if you're not sitting with them in the front and you're sitting in the back, chances of you connecting with them would be almost zero. They'll go into their own little room in a VIP area and these people will connect. Whereas people who so one of the things you can do is attend events like that. And that's exactly what I did. That's number one. Number two, I made a list of all the mentors, center of influences coaches that I said I look up to them. I want to work with them, and I had no idea why would they work with me, how would they work with me, but I just envisioned that they are working with me, and I made that list. And I have to tell you, about 95% of that list has come true for me. Some of them I have co-authored a book like this one. Some of them I have shared stages with. Some of them are my partners. Some of them we have collaborated together, and that includes people, legends like Tony Robbins and Grant Cardone and Robert Kiyosaki and Brian Tracy, Jack Canfield, Abhishek Bachchan, Sonu Sood, and some of the sharks and all that. I would never be able to do that. So how did I do that? Number one thing when you approach a center of influencer is to actually figure out what they want and create a lose-win situation. And lose-win situation basically means you will be losing first and they'll be winning. What happens is most people, when they approach somebody like me or influencers, the first thing they say is, my name is this, I'm a fan, can you lend me $1 million? All right. And that doesn't happen because I don't know them. And imagine how many people would be sending me that email. How about you send me an email? How about you go on social media and comment on my post, like my post, and if you're a writer, you say, I wrote this article about you from your YouTube channel, and I hope you like it. So this is an example of giving first. How about if I'm doing an event, you say, can I volunteer to work for you for free? That's an example of lose-win situation. What most people say is that, can you hire me? I have this, he's a contractor, she's a contractor, and they just want to sell when there's no. So the center of influences are, let's say, up here, and they get a lot of people trying to pitch them. How do you get around that is by adding value to them first and figure out what is their mission, what are they doing, how can I help them? And simple stuff is just like I said, follow them, like their posts, share their posts, comment on them, and then if they say something like, I'm coming to this event, say I'm coming as well, and oh, by the way, I'm bringing my friend. Like, do something for them so then they notice you. That was number one. Number two is that if they're selling something, maybe my coach told me, go buy their stuff, and they said go buy their stuff, and what I did was I bought their stuff. And they noticed who I am. And as I made more money, I bought something where, let's say there's a mastermind. In the mastermind, there's 20 people. And this center of influence is leading a mastermind for a whole day. I could be now leaving the mastermind. That person will know who I am because I spent a whole day with them, eating with them, connecting with them. They will ask me, because I paid them, they'll ask me, how can I help you? So connecting and building relationship with the center of influence is very important. Why? One center of influence can change your life because it can bring you money. It can bring you connections. It can bring your investors. It can bring your clients to you. And one person, in my case, did that for me many, many years ago. So what you're going to do is you're going to say, I'm going to go hang out where these people are, if there's a way for me to be there, and do whatever it takes. You have to do overtime. You have to work hard. You have to do whatever to buy that ticket. Go do it. Just like if you want to go to university, you're going to do whatever it takes. You do that because the relationship is the only way for you to raise money, the only way for you to grow to the next level. And relationship, people who do not have relationships with you, they will not do business with you. Lastly, 10,000 year worth of deep relationship skills is very, very, very simple. 10,000 years ago, we only invited people that we loved, trust, because people were killing each other and all. And you only invited people into your home and shut the door, lock it up and all that stuff because of safety reasons. And you sat together, you had conversations, you ate food together, and it connected them to what we call belly to belly. And today, when you have a lunch with me, for example, even if there's 50 people in the room or one-on-one, it takes you back to 10,000 years of deep connection. Okay? Right. So you do that to raise funds by going to where people are, buying their stuff, creating lose-win situations, and then attracting a center of influencers by doing what they want at first, work for them for free, buy their stuff, comment on their stuff, share their stuff. If they are helping some charity, go donate to that charity if you can, even if it's 10 rupees, 100 rupees. It doesn't matter. The fact is that you're doing something for them. Help volunteer to work for them at their event. And what that's going to do is you're going to come in their eye, and then they're going to say, what do you need? And then you say, well, I have this real estate and I don't have the money. And the way to do that is you learn how to buy properties below market value, and people with the money want that property, and then you become a partner. And that's essentially how I did that at the end of the day. I would, like I said, I will urge everybody, and I want to do this because I am so grateful for Jito to bring 108 authors all over the world to change the lives of probably hundreds of thousands of people. And my contribution is not only this session, but my contribution is that I want to gift you the $25 audiobook of this book. So you don't have to read it. You can just listen to it, and listen to it as many times as you can. As I ended, when you hear me or somebody else, just know this, that if I did it, and you've heard this before, if I did it, who had no special skills, who is not highly educated, who doesn't have high IQ, who doesn't have connections, who did not have, came from a wealthy family or anything like that, that person has done it. Be inspired by that and say, you know what? I have to do this for me, my family, and you will surprise yourselves. People who are making, 50,000 rupees, 25,000 rupees, or $1,000, because I know this is going all over the world, can earn 50 lakh rupees, 1 crore rupees, or $10,000 or $100,000, which they thought they can maybe learn in their lifetime or yearly, make it into monthly. Because to me, when I was a police officer, making $100,000 a year was a big thing. And then when I started making that monthly, and then even more better than that, it is a dream come true, and it changes your life forever. And now I'm so blessed to be able to inspire hundreds of thousands of people and have created many, many millionaires. And I hope from this interview alone, you listen to it more than once, listen to other people, authors, listen to the book, and then take action.
Yeah, I think so. I am taking this opportunity to thank you as well, because I am one example here which you have changed my life by bringing Robert Kiyosaki himself, by organizing that event and bringing the, the hero of so many people and, the readers. So I am one of the example, and I totally relate, and whatever he has said, and it's a great learning from himself and his experiences. So I think audiences will be for them, it will be a privilege now to, hear from you, and how you have, grown from having nothing to become a wealthy cop. I love the word wealthy cop. So, of course, you're a real estate expert, but I think it's a great learning from you as well. And I'm very grateful to you, sir. Personally, it is from my bottom of my heart, I want to thank you for bringing Robert Kiyosaki in my life, and organizing that event, and exactly it fall into place for me. So I think audiences will be very benefiting from whatever you said and the learnings which you imparted in this conversation. It is going to help them a lot. Any few lines or notes you wish to talk, just to end the session?
Yes, I would say that after helping people in the United States, Canada, Europe, just about 2 years ago, I came back to India and brought Robin Sharma, Dr. Deepak Chopra, Robert Kiyosaki, ended up doing stuff with Abhishek Bachchan, Sonu Sood, Gaur Gopal Das ji, and so many other people. And the purpose of that is basically, I want to continue my mission of making 100 millionaires and multimillionaires. Of course, I'm not going to stop at that, but that's the first goal that I have. And my idea of today's is that, look, you're going to hear I want you to, without distraction, listen to messages, listen to these interviews, and whoever you align with, figure out how you can do business with them. So a lot of times you're going to send emails and all that. A lot of center of influence may not even respond to you. Don't be nervous about that. Don't be fearful about that. And don't be discouraged about that. Just go figure out how to add value to people instead of you saying, this is what you give me. Just say, how do I add value? Create that lose-win scenario. And study not the any random subject. Study the subjects of what I just talked about: the marketing, the sales, delivering the service, and having a mindset of certain things, and do that 1-1-1-66 1 hour 1 day 1 hour 1 skill 1 hour 66 days. If you do that, it will change your life completely. And remember, when you're raising money, a lot of people are worried that, why would somebody give me the money? Actually, they're not giving you the money. They're actually investing into the concept where they want to make more money. So they need you just as much as you need them. It's just that you need to build those relationships with people. So go out, make a list of all your heroes, and say, even if you think you're never going to work with them, or you don't think right now, make a list just like I did, and put it in front of you all the time. And now, like I said, 95% of that list that I made about 20 years ago has come true for me, and it will come true for you. Whether you want to, make $10,000 a month, $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month, 1 crore rupees per month, whatever you want to make, it will happen, because I'm a living proof. And there's hundreds of thousands of people all over the world that are living proof. And you're just going to have to say to yourself, if that person can do it, I can do it. How do I get that person into my life to coach me, to mentor me, to be in my life? All the best to everybody.
Wow. All right. Thank you so much for your guidance and learnings and experiences. I am very much curious myself to read the book now, and I will definitely ask my audiences to go and just get the book, and you will be benefiting a lot. Thank you, Nahar Jito Bukethon, in association with the Rai Soni Foundation, for organizing such events and having such a living legend with us. So thank you so much.
Thank you to Jito organization. I'm very blessed to be able to add value, hopefully to hundreds of thousands of people all over the world. And if you have, some sort of success, you're inspired, you're happy, you want to do something, reach out. You can always find me on social media, LinkedIn, YouTube, whatever it is. And like Krishmaji said, make sure you get a copy of the audiobook. Okay, Krishmaji, I have about 1 minute, so thank you for being here, and I appreciate you. And I wish you a massive success as well. And if you ever need to, ask me any questions, or you want to send something to RPG to grow you and grow your business and grow you as a human being as well as an entrepreneur, I see a huge potential in you as a speaker, as a probably consultant, coach, mentor, as well as an entrepreneur. I would love to help you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. It was a privilege to have you here.
You're welcome. God bless you and take care.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. Bye-bye.